It gives me great pleasure to introduce our final act, Debbie the Clown and her friends.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Don't you know all the world wants to laugh? My mom said, be an actress, my child. But do it comedy style. They'll be standing in line for the old honky-tonk monkey shine. Now you could wear a stunning gown by Christian Dior, a fabulous creation that the critics ignore. But slip on a banana peel and fall on the floor. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Boy, does that song bring back memories. Singing in the rain and, I better not start reminiscing. There aren't enough hours on television. I hope we brought you a laugh this week. And don't you forget to make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know all the world wants to laugh?
You're on.
All right. Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. This is just so great. The little red light isn't on the camera back there, so I wasn't sure where we are, but there we are. Hello, everybody.
Is that where you want to be, that far away?
No, I like to be right in people's faces. This is the best part. I like them in mine, too. Hello there. Happy Sunday to you. Hey, Todd, how are you feeling?
I feel fine.
You say that like there was nothing wrong. Yesterday you walked in the house after golf. Your face was all red. You went back to the room even though I
guess
had
it
guests.
was too much Gatorade, something like that.
You were down for the count, and so much so that I had to cancel the show last night. So we had probably 150 people wishing you well last night on my announcement. So I just wanted to make sure that you were feeling okay.
All right, you're right. I don't feel good. I'm going to go back.
The power of suggestion. Get
Carry
back
on.
here. I need my co-host.
Oh,
I need you
I
here.
thought you said.
I need you everywhere.
I was.
Okay, so plus Aspen's having a hard time following you. So
That's okay.
hello.
A lot of people have a hard time now.
How is everybody today? What's going on? What is going on? I know Arlene Sinstein went to see Michael Jackson, the musical, on Broadway and says that it is absolutely amazing. You couldn't get me to go into New York City for anything right now. No way. No show, no nothing. You couldn't make me go there until it gets a little more calm. But we have Michael Jackson 1 here in Las Vegas at the Mandalay, which is a Cirque du Soleil show that makes me feel the same way, Arlene. I've seen it about 4 or 5 times, and it is spectacular. So if you come to Vegas, you have to see Michael Jackson 1 if you're a Michael Jackson fan. And, I'm starting to get excited because not only is it time for me to go out and do shows, but I'm starting to feel comfortable enough to go see shows here in town. And I'm real loving that because we have a lot of great shows here.
Let's get that wire out from under the front of you.
The wire.
Well, it just looks like it's an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, well,
you know,
with me it probably is.
Go like that.
So what were you feeling like when you walked in the door yesterday?
No, it's just super hot, and first hot golf day of the year.
Yeah.
And I just had enough of it. I really was done long before it.
Ryan is saying, my sound with Todd on the Zoom is crazy. It sounds underwater. So let's see if that is true for anyone else so we can get on it. Hi, Heather Tanchuk, Kathleen Anderson, Judith IDK, Susan Klinowski, Peggy Delgadillo, and Debbie Augustine, Julie Lawrence, Barb Kevern, Sharon Cleland, Mary O'Connor, Lisa Eaton, it's good to have you. This is good. We have all of our usual suspects and some new names I don't recognize as well, so that's awesome. And today we don't have an auction today.
Well, why don't we get to the bottom line on whether the sound is working before we carry on too far?
I don't see anybody complaining, so I think maybe it's just on Zoom because Ryan is on Zoom. So let me see. Everybody okay with the sound? I can never know until okay, no one's complaining. Let me go back to Ryan and see if he is still experiencing that, and then we will know for sure. The Facebook feed is good. It's just me. It's not you, it's me.
So do you want me to just go try to work on that and stop?
No, I think that we don't need to do that because we're not doing a long show today, so we're going to, you have a show and tell. What did you pick today and why?
I've already picked it, if you recall. Are you going to switch? Are you sleeping back there?
There you go.
You want me to do it, or you got it?
She's got it.
You got to pay attention. I already announced it last week.
Well, remind us, because I don't remember.
No, if people don't remember, then I'm not sharing it.
You can't do to them what you do to me.
I'm not going to share it if people don't remember. So if somebody tells you what it is, then I'll go ahead with it. So
if somebody tells me what it is, the first person that's right gets a prize. How about that?
That's a good idea.
Because if somebody knows, I will
What was
be
I
amazed.
talking
I
about
was sitting
sharing?
right here.
What was I talking about sharing last week?
Okay, hold on. I'm going
Let's
to
see if someone gets it.
All right. Hold on a second. I'm going back to Facebook to see if anybody knows.
You weren't on Facebook?
No, I was with Ryan on my messenger. Hey, Seth Robichaud, Diaz here, Julianne Golden, and Patty Hughes. Sound is good for everybody, so we're good. Hi, Kim Goodwin and Crystal Lawler. All right, so I don't see, Medea wasn't here, so she doesn't know. No one has guessed it. So none of the gold dress.
No, the gold dress has been on the stage for 2 years.
Okay.
Try again.
Kimber Sisson says the dress. Judith says dressy dress. Barb Kevern says the story about the dress from Debbie's show in Las Vegas where Carrie was a little girl
Ding,
watching
ding,
from
ding,
the
ding,
wings.
ding, ding,
Barb
ding, ding,
Kevern,
ding,
you
ding,
are
ding,
the
ding, ding,
wiener.
ding, ding, ding.
You are keeping your wiener status. You are the wiener. I don't know
One
what you've won
person
yet.
was
I'm going to
paying
think of
attention.
something really good. Well,
She
you know,
saved everybody because I was getting ready to go.
I know you're crabby today.
Well, if you know, it's a lot of work to pull all this stuff out, and if no one cares, then I'm out.
You see?
You see what I'm saying?
Do you
so
now
she cares.
do you all see
Now you know what
how
you
it
have
is
to put
for
up
me?
with. That's
Huh?
right. You got to appreciate what it takes to make these things happen.
Okay. Well, anyway, I did not remember. So good for you,
You
Barb.
didn't remember either?
Oh, that dress. I have been loving that dress all week when I come in here.
All right, we're going to...
That dress is gorgeous. Woo! There you go. Right, he's heading to the back, which means that he's
I'm
getting...
going to adjust the... yeah, so I'm going to give you control of that.
It looks really
We'll
pretty.
use this camera 1 here for this. But
All righty.
So I'm going to let you...
So he's back there
go ahead
telling
and-
Aspen
go ahead
how
and
he
cut to
wants
that
it
camera
done.
for a sec.
I think he also forgets that she's 12, but it's okay. That's right.
But you can play with it. You got the panning thing. We can pan down.
Okay, so we are going to be back up as soon as he comes back because I have
What
no
do you mean?
idea.
We're not.
anything.
I'm on. I'm just back here with the camera so we could do a little close up to show how cool that thing is.
Okay, so there
we'll
it
zoom
is.
in.
I love this dress. It reminds me of a Glinda the Good Witch, except of course it's a shorter dress. But that's what this dress reminds me of. Glinda the Good Witch.
So that was a Bob Mackie.
A Bob Mackie. Oh, it's beautiful.
In fact, Bob Mackie, you know, this was his thing. The stage costumes was like what he was most passionate about. He loved doing stage costumes more than movie stuff. You know, and in fact, he has talked about this. I've seen him on many things talking about how at this time, 60s,
Yep.
you know, the world was influenced by Christian Dior. I think the largest fashion designer in the world was Christian Dior. I mean, dominated even Hollywood designs at that time. And he was off doing stuff like this. So that's pretty amazing because that's hardly Christian Dior.
Yeah, no, that.
But it is fluffy.
It is fluffy, but you know it's tulle, and it looks like it's got crystals, and it looks like it's got sequins, and all the placement of those things. Can you imagine somebody had to sit and do every single one of those?
But that's true of all of his dresses, including the one behind you.
This is Bob Mackie.
There's like 500,000 little beads on there, you know, literally, and someone hand stitches every single bead.
This dress right here weighs. Oh, they're still on that dress there.
That's
but
okay.
I love that they're going down. The gold dress behind me, that dress weighs, I think, 40 pounds. Easily.
It's super heavy. Now,
Yeah.
we don't have a million pictures of her in this dress, but I do have this picture, which I'll go full screen on here. Let's go full screen.
Okay.
There she is in the dress.
Oh my gosh, it looks so different. Isn't
Well, no,
that
this is the sleeve one. Sorry, wrong picture, folks.
Yeah.
Wait, it's the other wide shot. There's a wide shot. Where'd it go? Too many other shots. I'm going to share those other pictures with you. It wasn't, I thought maybe it was this one. Is that it?
I believe that could
That might be the only
it.
one. That
Yes.
could be like the
And the-
only picture of it.
But this
that
is a very famous photograph.
Well, it's famous because actually not that one.
The one
but-
with Carrie in
But
it.
the moments later, you have this.
Yes. That's the picture for me, the picture of pictures. And who took that picture?
Life magazine.
Really?
In fact, so we give credit where credit is due.
I mean, that picture is...
You see this here? Go to my camera for a second. So this is the book that all these pictures were stored in,
Okay.
Life magazine. And on the first page, it says,
From the editors and photographers of Life. What's that say down there?
his name.
All best, Donald Zuitlin. Zeitlin.
I think it's Julian. I think that's Julian or Zulian. Anyway, they
I'm going
they
to
came out.
Google.
There was a Life magazine spread on her back in the '60s because not a lot of performers were going into Vegas in a big way like this.
Yeah.
And my mother wasn't going to go in there small, and we briefly touched on this the other day. Although, what did I do with my pictures? Here they are. I was talking about the fact that Bob Sidney had directed this show, produced and directed. And while my mother, saved everything in the world that you can think of, she also saved the contract between her and Bob Sidney regarding this costume. And I thought that was pretty cool. And in fact, what was I running? We were running something the other day, and I actually had the picture out in front. Oh, we pulled it off the internet. So I was on the internet. There was a picture of her at the Desert Inn, and Bob Sidney's name was up on the marquee. Remember that?
Yeah.
Should I try to find that again? I might probably still have it here, right? Can't remember if I kept it kind of hanging or not.
Now, that picture
Yeah, I did, right here.
of Carrie watching your mom on stage, that was a Life magazine. Was that like a cover or a lead?
Well, I don't know if that made the cover or not, but
It
it was
should have.
certainly one of the major things. See, take a look at this.
All right. Oh,
So
wow.
so that is the actual marquee during this time of this dress. And at the same time, you notice down on the right side it says produced and directed by Robert Sidney. And ironically, and I'm not sure, these are just some of the things that get kept. I guess what we should do here,
I'm just so
just zoom
I'm,
in
I'm
just zoom
amazed.
in. You want to zoom in on that one, or do you want me to move it to the front? I can come up to it. Let me just come
The
up to it.
picture of the Riviera you just had up.
See?
What's amazing
Here we go.
is seeing that there was nothing on the strip. The only thing you could
Come back.
see was the stardust.
Come back
across
to my
the
camera.
street. There you go.
So there is the contract, I believe. Yep, right there, where it says Robert Sidney. And that's the contract between him and my mom. And she would have been concerned, about going into Vegas without something fantastic, because she really held herself to some very high standards. And she would have really wanted to make sure that if she's going to go to Vegas from movies, that she's going to really do an amazing job. So in this contract, he was paid $15,000 to do this. And this is in 1962.
So what would that be worth today?
Shoot, man. It's $150,000.
Really?
Yeah, it's like that kind of money.
Wait a minute. And today it might be 300,000
Well,
because
yeah.
things are so crazy.
Yeah, well, we won't get into all that, but it
Okay.
is crazy expensive. If you notice this contract, come back to my camera for a second, you'll see this is signed by her and Bob Sidney.
Yeah.
And-
It's on parchment paper.
Well, this would have been the carbon copy, is what I have in my hands. Anyway, what's interesting about this, it talks about paying her additionally if this show goes elsewhere. So this guy is powerful of the day.
Yeah.
You guys should look it up. It's Robert Sidney, and I have a great interview with him when he's in his 80s.
What did he do before he did that?
Well, his thing was theater, live shows, choreography. He's a fantastic choreographer.
Did he write a book?
I'm sure he did. Who knows? But anyway, so I was going to go ahead and play the pictures. So you saw the picture of Carrie. Obviously, everybody knows that picture. But here's what's in the Life magazine thing, and I'll just play the whole thing as a slime show for you. I'll play the whole thing as a slideshow. So you're seeing her in her tux. Now she did People of the Day, which would have been like Anna Magnani, and of course she was still doing Streisand. There she is doing Anna Magnani, who was a big Italian star of the day. This is what's on the back of the robe, Nina's Pizza House. She's singing to a picture of herself. There's my grandmother doing her costume change on the side. There's the picture of Carrie.
It's loud.
Huh? What?
The music is loud. Is it speaking? Is it going over your voice?
Yeah, but I can adjust it.
Okay. There you you go. A little more.
I'll turn it down. That's
Yeah.
Harry Carl with Carrie in the hallway of the Riviera. There's that act you just saw. That's the clown outfits. I do have those clown outfits too, by the way. So I have the hats, the clown outfits, and I have her little noses, her clown noses. She loved to do the cutting it up stuff. If you notice there on the, it says Carl Shoes. So she's plugging Carl Shoes there as a joke, of course. There she is going up to her dressing room. That's her dresser. This little nudie shot there. You missed it. They had her changing. See, she's in her...
How old do you think she was there?
Well, we know exactly. She's 30 years old. Now, this proves how hard you're working. You're doing oxygen. So that shows you how hard she's dancing if you have to get off stage and take some oxygen.
Yeah.
That's Carl again. All right, so that was some of the shots that were in the book. But of course, the most famous one of all is the one of Carrie and her, Carrie watching from the wings. But there were also pictures, I don't know, it seemed like maybe they were there, I don't know. Yeah, so there was like this shot of her putting us to bed. You see, that's a pretty fun picture. That's me.
Oh, that is.
That's
And
her
are these all life photographs as well?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is really kind of,
Day in the life
day in
of-
the life of Debbie.
But this also shows that
love
Carrie and I are
this.
stuck in a hotel room in Vegas. See the stuff on the walls?
I have never seen this stuff, so this is really interesting for me as well.
Yeah, so there's but the truth is this is no BS. A lot of times when they show these kinds of things, they are shall we say, putting it on just for the cameras. But she really did put us to bed. Carl, not so much. I love it. So Carl is standing in the other picture. He was there. But I think they had, here's where you stand, Harry. Pretend like you're putting the kids to bed.
Pretend like you're
Because
putting
he never put the kids to bed. Even that's a put on too. But the truth is, Carl was cool. He really did try to be the best father he could figure out how to be, given his limitations. It was far better than Eddie Fisher.
Well, you know what's interesting? That you really cared and loved for, and you loved Harry Carl.
Yeah.
In fact, when Harry Carl died, you cried.
Right, and I did not cry,
And you did
ironically.
not cry when your real dad passed away. You
Exactly.
tried to feel it. You did. You went to the edge of a mountain and sat on it and tried to feel something. You really did. But that really goes to show that even though Harry did something terrible to your mother, for you as a child.
But he spent 10 years with us.
Yes,
and I
and
was
he
so
was
I'm
your
20
dad.
years old and he dies, and he'd spent 10 years with us, and he was a loving, caring guy. He had his addiction issues, obviously, that caused great problems for my mother and us too, indirectly. But our world was a little different. He taught me to play golf, really. I was inspired by other people. He's the one that pushed that on and would take me out and with my grandfather.
Did he
as
come
well.
to your games at school?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
would he wear his little?
But he didn't come to the baseball. He came to one baseball game. He came to a father-son little. First of all, my mother used to go to the little league game. It was finally my mother said, "You're going to Carl to a little league game." Now we're getting pretty good by this point. We're like 12, 13, so we're not bad baseball players. And he shows up in his silk pants and his monogrammed crushed velvet gold inlaid slippers, and that's how brand new glove. He sends his valet goes out to buy a brand new, very expensive glove. Now if anybody knows anything about baseball, you can't use a brand new glove; it's stiff, right? But he's a big man. Harry was like 6'3", 6'4", possibly, but he made an effort. And they put him on shortstop, which I don't know why. But he did make an effort to play, being the big guy that he was. And that was my mom kind of forcing him to show up and be a stepfather. She would go. My mother was a hell of a baseball player.
Was she?
She was an athlete, Yeah, she'd kick ass.
Well, it's like Aspen's sister Justice, who is in Oklahoma playing softball, but it's the same thing.
Well, no,
And
girls obviously.
she's a killer. She was on the news yesterday.
Really?
She's just going to be an incredible. They're both incredible athletes, actually.
But I remember when all this was going on, it was a big transition for her to step sort of want to do other things besides the movie. She loved to live perform, and there wasn't as much opportunity for that in her mind. So Vegas was like the thing that she could do without going far from home, because that
Yeah.
was part of the challenge. They had offered her Broadway for decades, but she didn't want to leave all of us.
Yeah, and that's a very big commitment.
Well, but you have to pack up the kids and leave California.
Yeah.
And that was something she was not willing to do. So we get into a situation where that is probably why she spent and got so focused on Vegas, and she was hugely successful here in Vegas. I mean, anyway, it was interesting times. Here she is later at the Desert Inn. So that's Debbie at the Desert Inn. You see, they just put her name. She was the first person.
Oh, wow, just a single name.
She was the first person who ever just put their first name on the marquee.
Look at that.
And I think that's kind of significant, too, that you could become, in a fairly short period of time, you could become so popular that you don't even need to put up your last name. I mean, it does go to how big of a star she was at the time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I am, so is there anything else that you wanted to show? Because I see things here that are,
Well, the stuff.
prop-like.
No, the stuff that was here. This was from last week. Were you here last week when we?
I was, sort of.
When we showed all of the military
Yeah, so
stuff.
you just left everything here.
I did.
Okay.
Hey, Bob, if you're going to distract her, we're going to have to ask you to leave. She's usually very sharp, but you're talking in here, and I can hear it back there. So we have to. And I have the bayonet right here.
So watch it. Watch it, Bab.
So the rest of the stuff we already went over. It was from last week. This was all the Korean War stuff that we talked about last.
That's right. I didn't know you left
We did
it here.
Memorial Day, and we actually were going to show this, and then I last second switched over because it was Memorial Day. So I wanted to. I thought people might find it interesting. I mean, if you think about it, this is the beginning of the whole Debbie Vegas costume thing, which leads to the costume behind you. It's like that was the beginning of it all.
So your mom didn't start playing Vegas till she was 30?
Yes.
Really? But
Really.
Eddie played Vegas before that.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing a picture of them at the Flamingo, and you could see his
He
marquee.
opened the
'cause he
Tropicana
he
showroom.
was just he was considered a singer.
He's a nightclub performer.
Yes.
I mean, he played big venues, but he was just a live singer, and he played there. He opened that showroom. She was actually, if the studio had some say so in this too. They didn't want her to go play these places.
Why?
They wanted to be in control of all of this stuff. If they felt that it was something that could distract from her movies. I mean, she's still in '62. She's still under contract to MGM.
Oh, that's right. That is correct.
And in fact, if you think about it, this costume is a year before the Unsinkable Molly Brown and How the West Has Won and all of that.
Someone said that Kathleen Anderson says Coca-Cola Kid because your dad was the Coca-Cola Kid.
In more ways than one.
And isn't it interesting that he had more ways than one? And Carrie was addicted to Coca-Cola, remember?
In more ways than one.
In more ways than one. And then I'm drinking a Coca-Cola because when we had COVID, I never drank Coke in my life or any other soda. And then when we got COVID, my stomach was all messed up the first time. And the only thing I could think of that I wanted, because we were nauseous all the time, was a Coca-Cola. And
Well-
I got addicted to Coca-Cola in the few weeks I was sick. And I don't want to drink it.
No, but I'll
it's-
say, so I have
don't.
a very good friend of mine who's a doctor, has studied Coca-Cola very carefully and actually thinks that Coca-Cola is a good thing in moderation. He says that the Coke syrup is very, very acidic, and it does settle your stomach.
Yeah.
And it has digestive properties. And the way you could prove that point is you can put Coca-Cola on something that's painted out in the sun. It'll eat the paint right off of it.
So it's got to be good for you.
So it's got to be good. No, his point was, though, it's actually settling, like for your stomach. Not to drink as many as Carrie did. But yes, so Eddie's thing back in those days was that he was sponsored by Coca-Cola, was doing a whole television series. He won a Golden Globe for that. But he played the Coconut Grove and a lot of nightclub, both all the way east to west coast. He, on the east coast, played Grossinger's and places like that on the east coast. And on the west coast, the Grove in Vegas and Tahoe and Reno. And long before my mother ever graced the stage with her presence, live show. Now, she had gone on stage, fooling around, because I've seen footage of her on stage, but not her act. This is her doing her act. And then in the clip that we ran when we first started the show was actually taken from her television show. She had a TV series on the Debbie Reynolds Show, and you could tell they did that as like a promotional thing for her TV show. But that number obviously was choreographed by Bob Sidney and her for Vegas. So you could see they were taking stuff from that. Also, that right around this time, there was a pretty famous thing called Scopatone going on, which was this new revolutionary concept of a film jukebox. So you had a regular jukebox, but it had a screen, and there's a projector, and you would select a song, and you had performance. Now we call videos, but there was no video yet. So these are films of numbers like you just saw, and everybody from Sinatra down. You would pick their hit song, and you could see them perform on a jukebox. It's called Scopatone.
I'm surprised that didn't make it.
My mother owned part of the company.
Oh.
Her company, Harmon Productions, and we have the rights to a lot of that stuff. One of the numbers my mother did on there was If I Had a Hammer.
Oh, I remember that.
And you remember how that sort of a hokey, you've seen the film.
Yep.
That's the Scopatone performance film that was in the jukebox.
Oh.
So, there you have
Hello,
it.
Raymond Chandler and Dina Fulmer. Also, was it Nikki Luongo who makes me laugh? She said that this stuff is the most addicting. And you know what? She's right. Because now, if I don't have one, I get a little cranky. So how do I get off of this?
Okay, in 1930, Coca-Cola had approximately 1% actual coca leaves in it, cocaine leaves. So we think of cocaine today, and everybody thinks of the white powder, but cocaine is actually like tea. It's a leaf. It's a very green, leafy, it looks like a tea leaf.
Yeah.
And when it's processed, they make it into this white powder. But that leaf was part of the formula of the original Coca-Cola. So you think it's addicting now. Back then, people were getting a little pickup. Give me another Coke. And that's that. So it was, if you could look that up on the internet.
Well, I have now. I buy the smaller ones when I can find them. I buy the smaller ones because I'm trying to wean myself off. But I don't know what.
I don't see you drinking them even every day. You don't even have one a day.
I do. You just don't see it. I'm going to confess. I drink a Coke every day and sometimes two.
We should get some sponsorship money going from Coca-Cola on this.
And the reason I want to stop it is not only is it probably bad for my health, but it's Woca-Cola, and I don't want to support that. So it's like
they're not all like that.
No, but Coca-Cola, they came out and said that, and so I'm like, oh no, the one soda I drink, so. But I do want to stop it because it's bad for your weight. It's bad for your health.
I think all corporations will very quickly figure out what a bonehead move it is to take positions on things.
Yeah.
Other than if you yourself are like a company that's have slave labor manufacturing your product, that's something you can deal with and your own imaging. Or a company like Apple Computer that manufactures and for decades had a very bad recycling program for their battery systems and really address that.
Yeah.
So if a corporation's going to get awakened, they really need to pay attention to their own backyard.
No, awakened is something else.
I'm trying to be nice. I know where you're going.
Okay,
I was just trying to be nice.
Awakened is another thing
some companies
altogether.
can't help themselves, and you could see what happened. Netflix recently awakened after getting woke, and they had a rude awakening.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to hear it. We want to be entertained. And we don't want to listen to it. I don't want to hear your nonsense. I want to be entertained. I want to be able to pick the programming I want. I don't want anything forced upon me. I want to be able to turn the channel. That's my privilege in a free country, is to be able to be in charge of the remote control.
Well, men have a special power over the remote control. Women very rarely get to have their hand on the remote control when there's a man in the room. Because
really? This sounds very sexist. I'm just wondering if this is true or not.
It is true. And the man will put on the war movies and the loud
Now,
stuff.
who are you talking about? I
and
can't. I don't know who
every
who is she
woman
talking
I
about?
know has confirmed
Was this
this.
Hasselhoff?
No.
Not Hasselhoff.
Every man.
Every man
Yes.
watches war movies?
They watch movies very loud. Very loud.
This is all men.
All men. And so then they monopolize the telecommander. And then when you say, that's just really loud, can you turn that down? That you get that. Then,
Well, a lot of us,
Well,
as
then-
we move along in age, are hard of hearing in certain departments too. So, in order to really
and then
get
you
the full
fall
effect-
asleep and leave us with something we didn't want to watch, but blaring through the
We're
speakers.
just resting our eyes.
You see? Am I right? I
No,
want
I don't
some
think
hearts,
so.
ladies, if I'm right, because this is absolutely true.
I think this is taking a turn for the worst.
I have begged for 12 years to turn the TV down, but you want to know something? I've discovered how to not, because you don't want to nag. I don't want to nag anybody. So I started getting the spongy earplugs, and I put them in my ears.
And it dampens it down perfectly.
And it dampens it down to the perfect volume. Except the only problem is then when you talk to me, I can't hear you.
Well, that may be a good thing too sometimes.
Exactly. Oh, look at all the hearts. They know I'm telling the truth.
That's a delayed reaction.
They are telling the truth. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. I got to see some of these. Debbie Augustine, Kat, you're so right.
But I'm just going to say, in terms of, if we're going down this path,
Yes.
there needs to be a balance of power. Yeah, we're in the sexes now.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm all for all of the traditional things between men and women, you know, politeness and these sorts of things. And we've gotten into some weird areas here in the world where women are now all of a sudden, you know, going into combat, or their policemen was a big deal too. And I don't mean just policemen, but, you know, like in the executive area. I mean, they're out in the field, you know, getting shot at.
Yeah.
And so they've asked for that right because they want to do that, which I, you know, grew up around that not being so. But men did have certain things that were their domain. So let's talk about the things that are in the male domain, what's left in the male domain. And it's possible that the remote control dominance might be an important element to the male domain, just like having control over the gas grill, the barbecue.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind sharing it. I'm happy to. But I mean, ultimately, I think the barbecue, because of the cord of oak split wood and all of the mechanics that go with it, men are needed to help operate the barbecue. It's not just a delinquishing of power.
Well, the barbecue is the last great American holdout.
For men.
For men. Although, who is
But-
the grill master in this house?
You are, but
I
who
am, that's
who
right.
has to be called every time?
You do, because I don't want to turn on the gas. That scares me.
So I'm
always afraid I'm going to blow up the house.
Okay, but I'm exactly my point, regardless if it's gas or fire.
But if you turn it on and the house blows up, then I don't get blamed.
Well, I mean,
Now, so you sort
the
of
odds
see
of that
the thought
happening are
behind
rather
my-
remote with me in charge of these things.
Right, and I am going to go out and cook steaks, and the smoke is going to come back at me because it always seems to get the downwind, and then I smell like a steak. I have to run from every dog in the neighborhood.
Well, what other things are the male
but
besides the
funny thing
barbecue?
is when I say, honey, will you turn on the gas? And you don't even want to get out of bed to turn on the gas. And I'm like, I'm the one that's going to cook the steak and smell like meat for the rest of the night. So you can get up and put that gas on, right? So
what are the other male holdouts besides?
but the grilling is a male holdout.
I would
Well,
say
I know
there's
a lot of great women
certainly a
grillers.
power struggle in place right now regarding the remote control, obviously.
I have given up on the remote control.
Yeah, but
Sometimes
not
you'll
everybody
say-
has.
Sometimes you'll say, here it is, you know, you can watch whatever you want. And then I'll put something on, and then you'll go, oh, no, I can't watch this.
And what is the criteria, my major criteria?
You think I don't know the answer to this, but I do.
Let's see.
Okay, so your major criteria is that I can watch anything I want as long as it doesn't have commercials.
Because at 11 o'clock at night when you take over,
Yeah.
there's nothing worse than listening, as much as I like my pillows, I do not want to hear that guy over and over again selling me Giza sheets and or
Right.
whatever. I mean, it's
No, but you're right. But you know, the funny thing is that I don't mind the commercials. It's weird. I don't mind them. I wish they were as cool as they used to be.
maybe you grew up in I grew up watching commercials, no choice, right? We all
Well,
had no
you
choice.
did. Let's see how well you remember this. Plop plop, fizz
Alka-Seltzer.
fizz. Finish
Oh,
it.
what a relief it is.
And the product.
Alka-Seltzer.
Sweet. I love it.
No, I could do any of those. It's modest because.
I forgot about its modest because. What did that mean?
Okay, it was Stan Freberg who came up with that.
Was it?
Yep, and it was because in his mind it was a very distasteful, delicate subject at best. And the idea that you were going to put feminine, I mean, he would be rolling right now over some of the medical commercials and the stuff that's on. I mean, it's like there's he had this idea that if it's going to be on TV and in your homes, it needed to have an element of taste. There were things that you just were off limits.
Well, I mean, soap operas, when they first went on the air, the reason that they called them soap operas was because they
were
sold
sponsored by
Procter and Gamble for the most part, and a lot of companies that
beauty
made
soap.
beauty soaps. Also, Madge, remember, with the nails and the Palmolive?
Palmolive.
Right. And
what was her name? Jane Withers.
Jane Withers played Madge?
Jane Withers was.
Madge?
Jane Withers was, believe it or not, she was the soap queen.
But was she Madge? That's what I'm... I'll
Was.
be darned. I never knew that. I'll be darned. But they played a lot of commercials that had to do with detergent soap, beauty soap, dish soap, all that sort of thing. And then they started introducing feminine products, and then we got made fun of course, for all that.
Well,
that would fall under the modest because.
Well, it is. You could tell what was going on as time goes on. These advertising agencies are trying to sell people, these corporations, airtime, and so they're trying to guarantee certain demographics and viewership and things like that. That's where the soaps were very sexist. I mean, it was implied that only women were sitting home watching these things.
Okay, so guess what? We've got some sharp people out here today, because it says Jane, Geraldine Coviello says, Jane was not Madge.
She was who then?
And then...
No, wait. Oh, Jane was Folger's coffee.
No.
What was she?
Laura Knisney says Jane was Josephine the plumber.
Was she?
Was that for... What was that for? What was Josephine
Was that
the plumber?
Drano?
Drano. Yes, I think it was. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. Who was that?
I know the ad, but I don't know who it was.
I believe if it was, because Nikki Longo, it was, I can't believe it's not butter, right? It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. Was it, I can't believe it's not butter? Do I win something?
I don't know.
Did I win something?
No one's sending anything.
Aw. I have not seen Frank Ferruccio today, and he is having heart surgery next week. So I wanted to ask everybody to please keep and hold Frank in your thoughts, because that's a very big deal.
Like a stint, or what sort of
I'm
surgery?
not sure. I know that they're actively looking for a heart for him, so I don't think it's this one.
Well,
but
that's a transplant.
yeah, and that's eventually, I think, what might happen. But right now, he's going in for heart surgery next week. So everybody hold Frank in your thoughts and prayers for sure, because Frank, he's like he's the godfather. He's the godfather, right? Of us all, I think. And then also, Sharon Amorosa, I just saw, hold on, there you go. I just saw you are visiting your husband in the hospital. This is really hard. Her husband fought in the Vietnam War. And, he came home, and he's got health issues. They both do, but he's gone through, it's just one thing after another, the poor guy. And he fell out of his wheelchair at the hospital today at the nurse's station, and nobody even did anything. So she's, and they're saying he might not be able to come home, and so there's just people out there dealing with a lot of really hard things right now in our group, and so I just wanted to mention that. So let's hold Joe in your prayers too. That's Sharon's husband, because that's no fun at all. And so what's that? Oh, Ryan!
Did you remember he was here?
Yes, but he said not to bring him on unless we were going to be doing the...
Well, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can.
Damn, Ryan, we can hear you perfectly.
You can hear me perfectly?
Perfectly.
Okay, well, you sound like you are diving for...
Dollars. We're diving
clams.
for... Oh, boy, not this girl. Ew. Okay, Ryan Clements, pull yourself up, pin yourself up so I can see you.
Well, you're asking me something, but the only thing that I'm good for right now is the randomizer. So you don't really need to hear me other than
If I want to see...
that.
If I want to see your whole face, I can't? Is that what you're saying?
He could. He just is shy.
Oh, you're shy.
He's very shy.
Okay. Or you can't understand me.
Hey, unless you just pick up the phone and call me, and then I can hear what you're going to ask me.
I just wanted to see you. I miss you.
Oh,
but
he is.
Guess
that's the
what?
problem.
I'm going to see Ryan on Tuesday. I'm flying into Pennsylvania Tuesday. I'm so excited. Ryan, can you understand me?
He can't hear
Oh,
you.
I hear little snippets, but
Yeah.
I will just defer to the randomizer.
Got it. Okay, so that means we're going to be giving stuff away. You know what we're giving away today? We're giving away all gift certificates because I didn't have time to pull today. So we are...
We have a book.
I hear little snippets, but I will.
I have a book.
Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to assign you all to the randomizer. Anybody that has come to this room today, you have been noted and you have been put into the randomizer machine. Right now, the randomizer machine has already pulled up our first wiener, and that is Carol DeWald. Carol DeWald, you are the wiener number 1 from the randomizer. And we are giving you a $25 gift certificate to catcosmetics.com. So go ahead and make sure, Carol, you write me at info@catcosmetics.com.
You can do that.
Claim your prize, and you can go shopping.
360, yeah.
Okay, so then number 2, Angie Montalvo. You are wiener number 2. That's, oh, there you go. We got your... Yes, all of these are donated by, of course, Cat Cosmetics. I'm happy to. And so Angie Montalvo, enjoy that. Number 3. Oh, Angie, make sure you write me at info@catcosmetics.com and claim it. Lisa Eaton. Lisa, you are a wiener, and I'm really happy. There you go. There's your... Yay, Lisa. Hello there, girl. You must need some elastin collagen cream about now. So I would use your $25 gift certificate for that. That's what I would use it for, or anything else you like. Congratulations, Lisa. The next wiener is Anna Harris. Anna Harris, you are a wiener. You get a $25 gift certificate. All of you, please write me at info@catcosmetics.com to claim your prize, and we will get it out to you. All right, congratulations. The next winner is Carol Moore. Carol Moore, I don't know if Carol's ever won before. Ryan, do you?
It sounds new.
Sounds new to me. I see Carol Moore, but I don't know if you've won. Carol, you've won a $25 gift certificate. Please write me to claim your prize. I'm going to need your email addresses. The next wiener is Eileen Fetterman.
Why don't you give away an option if somebody wants a book
All right.
instead of the gift certificate?
Hold on. Eileen Fetterman, you are the winner of a $25 gift certificate, and it's nice having you here.
Or a book. But
okay, well, before...
why don't you let any of them have
right,
the option?
If any of you would rather have a copy of My Girls, Todd's amazing book, and have it signed to you or someone else, just write me in the email, that info@catcosmetics.com, and let me know, and I will have Todd sign that, and we'll get that out to you. All right? Okay, so was that 8 people? Because I've lost to Ryan here. And I hear myself.
Strange.
Okay.
Okay, we lost powers.
We lost power, but I think we're still on.
No, we're on. It's just we lost.
But we lost Ryan.
That's okay. You're on.
Okay, so how many did I give away?
All right? Okay, so
All right. Now, how do we get rid of that?
That's coming from Ryan.
Okay, hold on. Let me just write Ryan really quick. Okay. Can you turn down your volume? 'Cause
You're still
everything's
on,
coming
and Tracy
through.
is the last person.
Okay, you're going to have to turn. I can hear myself through your computer. So, Tracy, what was Tracy's last name? Okay, which Tracy was the last winner? Which one? I don't see what Tracy's last name is, and I lost my contact with Ryan. Oh, Tracy Valine, you are the winner. Thank you, guys. Tracy Valine, you are the winner of a $25 gift certificate. Make sure you write me at info@catcosmetics.com and claim your prize. I am going to need your email address to get you that link. And that was the last one, right?
That's it.
That was the fastest we've ever done it. So I'm going to attend to my little babies shortly because it's very hot outside.
Very.
No, it's not as hot as it's going to be, but it's hot out there. So a couple of things before I do, though. Tambra Gunter, who's one of our people, her mom just passed away, and she's shocked and sad, and she's very, very sad. So Tambra Gunter, Gunter, if you want to drop her a message on Facebook and, let her know that she's not alone in her grief and stuff, that would be great. Just to wish her well, because that is such a hard thing to go through. And Maxine Moody, that's who I was thinking about. Maxine, you got COVID, and now you are on your way out of it, and you didn't have any symptoms to speak of, so it's probably because you got a vaccination, so that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. I know Ryan has a little bit of a cough left over from his. Everybody has some different thing. But Max, I'm glad that you are out the other end of it, and I will be in Fort Lauderdale at the end of this month, and I want to see you. So just write that down. I'm there for the last 4 days of the month. So Max, put that in your book and smoke it. We're going to see each other. It's going to be fun. All right, so I want to mention that Cat Cosmetics was down for a weekend. I don't know why, but my store wasn't on the internet, and I got a lot of letters from people.
The entire store, or just
the entire store was down for 3 days, which is just insane. I don't know if it's back up or not, but I think it is, and I just wanted to let everybody know.
People should write and complain.
Right, well, they do to me. So
well, why don't they write the Shopify?
Because the Shopify doesn't care. So, I mean, they don't care about that kind of mail. So, I don't know what happened, but I think it was because they stopped letting us sell products with CBD in it. I don't know why. And I had 2 products on there that had CBD, so I think I got kicked off because I didn't know. So
well, there's absolutely no reason for that. But
so
anyway.
if you still want those products, you just have to write me personally, and I'll do it. I'll invoice you. So if you want the hand sanitizer with the CBD in it, or if you want the lip and eye, that stuff is the best. It's the lip care. Oh man, it has CBD in it. If your lips are raw, they will be fabulous the next day. That's how well this works, but I'm not going to be able to sell it there anymore. So if you want those things, and I know a lot of you use those things, please feel free to write me at info@catcosmetics, and I'll do it off the website. So I'll just send an invoice. The site looks like it might be up, and we do have Mythology back in stock, the pencil that everybody's been wanting, and a couple of other things. So please feel free to go there. And because of that, I left for another day, I left the 30% off on because people missed getting things because it was off the air.
There's Cat Cosmetics.
I'm worth it. You can use it, and you can even use it. There it is. You can even use it on the Get Your Fire Back Pennsylvania.
But the site's back up.
Oh, the site is back up. Yay! Because that's 3 days of me not being able to sell tickets to Get Your Fire Back. So I left the 30% off up, and it's going to be up today and tomorrow only. If you want to use it, the code is I'm Worth It, IMWORTHIT, and you can get 30% off of whatever it is you wanted. Plus, the tickets to get your fire back, which is an amazing deal because it ends up being like about $175, which is fantastic for what you get at this beautiful seminar we're having there in Pennsylvania, about 15 minutes outside of Hershey. So there you go. And I would love to see you. I will be there next Saturday. And we're going to have one amazing day, let me tell you. I'm so looking forward to seeing a lot of you here that are coming. And I think that does it for announcements. But Ryan, I think, did you get a video from Ryan? Because he wanted to play this on the way out so everybody can say goodbye to each other. You didn't get a video?
Well, the one I started with.
The one you started with? All
I
right.
didn't get a closer. You wanted to see if there's a
Okay,
closer?
let me just see. I think we might already have it. It's the...
the thing from last time.
Yes.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Okay, Jamie Nye, I will see you on Saturday. Yes, you will, Jamie, and we're going to have so much fun. I'm really happy because I'm going to get to spend a lot of one-on-one time with the people in Pennsylvania. We're going to have a great day, and I'm so looking forward to seeing all of the people that are coming. And it's going to be great. So I just want to say have the most peaceful Sunday as we go out. I don't know which one you're playing, if it's going to be the testimonials.
Well, I have to find it.
A
I mean,
new
you
one.
gotta
Okay,
get-
let me just
I got
ask him
zero
real quick.
warning here.
Because I had two. Let me look real quick, Ryan.
I think it was this. It was May. That one.
I think it was more the testimonial one. So let's see. No new video, he said. Okay, so you can play that
Well,
one
this
if you
one you're
want.
saying.
Yeah, that's great. And everybody can say goodbye to each other. And
Hi, I'm Catherine Hicklin, and I'm
we just
going
want to
be
say
telling
thank
about
you.
a
I
very
love you. Have a
special event that I
great,
have
great, great Sunday. And I will see you tomorrow because I'm going to do a makeover video tomorrow. I will put the information up. And have a great one, everybody. See those of you in Pennsylvania next weekend. Todd, what you want to say?
Bye-bye. Look
Say
at those poor feet. You've been out barefoot, haven't you?
I have been out barefoot.
That is terrible.
But I'm a barefoot girl. I grew
That
up
is
in
terrible.
Florida. I'm a barefoot girl.
Put that foot up so they can see that.
No,
She's hiding
now
it.
you made me feel self-conscious about my feeties.
Because you
Why
don't put
did
no
you do
shoes on.
that?
You don't put no shoes on. You go outside.
Just
Look
people
like an
go-
Indian girl running through the desert.
You know what? That's because you have super sensitive feet and you put those big, thick socks on so your
I
feet
do.
stay nice and soft. I've been an outdoor barefoot girl my whole life, except for when I lived in New York City. I will tell you now, I never walked out in New York
Yeah.
without shoes on.
I can imagine.
Ew,
Yuck.
right?
Well,
Yuck.
there's weird things on the sidewalk.
You don't have any idea. I've seen it. It's very weird.
Everything is
Right.
there.
Anyway, guys, we'll play this as you say goodbye to each other. Thank you for
Hi, I'm
joining us.
Catherine
We
Hicklin,
love
and
you
I'm
so.
going to be
Have a
telling
good
you
one.
About a very special event that I have coming up in Pennsylvania on June 11th. It's my Get Your Fire Back seminar. I've only been conducting this seminar in Las Vegas for the last 8 years, and this will be my very first time of actually taking it to a new city. And why am I doing that? Well, a lot of people can't travel as like they used to, and so I thought, why not take it to you? I have picked Pennsylvania because I found a really great theater for this. And the other thing is that it's kind of central. So if you're in New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Baltimore, Philadelphia, or anywhere in that northeast area, you could actually attend this by just driving for a few hours, and you can change your life. This is going to be super fun. It's going to be one day instead of two, and it's also open to men, not just women. If you want to learn how to communicate, if you want to learn how to let go of things you haven't been able to let go of in years, if you want to learn how to look 10 years younger in less than 5 minutes, or if you just want to up your game in any way possible, this is the seminar for you. If you live in any of these surrounding areas, I'm telling you, it is worth the drive. So in a few seconds, I'm going to be showing you exactly what the seminar is about. So stay with me, and here we go. I'm currently preparing a new seminar that I'm convinced will change people's lives because the value that you take away from this is completely unprecedented. I'm combining 40 years of experience as an entertainer, hypnotist, and an entrepreneur And I'm putting it out there for anyone who wants to learn how to live an extraordinary life. What we're going to do is dig down deep into the core of who you are, what makes you tick, what it is that makes you get up excited in the morning, when you're so passionate about something that it wakes you up in the middle of the night. That's the kind of fire I'm talking about. I'm going to teach you how to communicate effectively, how to use power words to get anyone to say yes, how to achieve mental and physical peace and serenity, so that when it gets tough out there, you'll have what it takes to handle it easily and effortlessly. We're talking about eliminating fear and replacing it with absolute conviction that whatever it is that you want can become a reality. I'll teach you how to read people, eliminate emotional vampires from your life, and ultimately how to take charge of your life so that the world doesn't intimidate you anymore, but instead it becomes your playground.
Catherine Hickland fascinates me with her knowledge of people, relationships, life, love. And with that knowledge, she has an amazing and caring approach to helping others grow in a positive way to improve their own lives.
About 10 years ago, my mother passed away, and it was very traumatic, and I had trouble dealing with it. Then about 8 years ago, I got an email from Catherine Hickland and Cat Cosmetics about a seminar called Get Your Fire Back. I could go to Las Vegas, attend this seminar, and learn about how to feel better about myself. I mean, win-win, what's not to love?
You'll experience a day filled with learning life lessons, self-awareness, friendship, love, laughter, and I'll admit some tears.
The best thing about it is that Catherine has such a big, big, kind heart, and her talents with her mind amazements and, whatever comedy hypnosis shows that she does. She's just really talented and able to, kind of read into you and see things, with your help, of course.
Kat is such a bright light, especially during some pretty dark times, like of late with COVID and quarantine and me losing my husband. And she has provided such sunshine when we really needed it.
Kat really helped me with my confidence and being able to stick up and stand up for myself. Things that I have been able to bring into my life.
Kat was warm and welcoming, and the seminar for me was a real journey in self-development. It was also a lot of fun, and at the end of it, we all left with a spring in our step and a real zest for life.
She will help you find things that are holding you back, things that maybe you didn't even realize, or maybe you did.
A very common phrase these days I hear is live your best life. And I think there's no better way to achieve that than by attending Get Your Fire Back.
I got my fire back. I think it's time you got yours.